It is 8 o'clock in the morning, and there's a really nice haze, atmospheric haze, and the cooling of the temperature. This morning it was pretty cold. This is in an area that has been suffering years of drought. And I did this experiment that I can't really take care of because I'm rarely here. But I wanted to plant in layers and also observe bioarchitecture, or planting just the way you see here, everything together. And so far it's succeeding. They're planted in a straw bale. So the lettuce are happy here. They've done really well. And what is that? I don't know what that asparagus is. I got that at the store, but it's just like wild or something. I don't know if maybe one eats the greens, but it's a nice experiment. The bok choy bolted, so what I'll do is I'll harvest that, and you can eat the flowers as long as there's not bugs in there. Right now there are bugs in there, so. The turmeric root that I planted, they're starting to come up. I put them in deep, so that took a long time. But they do tend to establish themselves over a longer period. And then in with the asparagus or carrots. And they've also succeeded well. But most of all, I'm observing I don't know, I must have been some kind of plant scientist or something in a past life, because most of all I like to observe the life, bringing the earth back to life. And when you see this wasteland that we create with the use of chemicals, or just the terrible way we cultivate gardens that has no richness or value. I mean, there is incredible richness coming back to the soil on its own, just simply because I've mixed layers of compost, rich compost and straw, all in a hole, and then covered with more compost, and it creates a richness that you don't have if you only just put compost somewhere in a pot. Because the straw is, the organic straw, it's a living structure. It acts like a probiotic. It feeds nutrients as it breaks down, and it itself over time creates soil. And so if I could just work out some kind of value to this, I mean value, like if I could just work out the value of the balance, this would be a really productive way to do something, especially in an emergency where you don't have land, and you could actually create structural gardens in local areas. Communities can do it, not only individuals, that would allow the controlled growing of food in a rich environment that you create. I mean, right now I'm experimenting with this, but it's not just, the turmeric's coming up, the ginger. It took its time, but the others are coming up now. It's all about observation, observing.